What if Deku got a 5-leaf clover grimoire? Part 1. Started off, I'm sorry, I have not uploaded in 2 weeks. I've just had a bunch of schoolwork I had to do, and I just couldn't really upload any videos. And I'm sorry I can't get the gameplay stuff in the background, so right now I'm doing my old type of video. So to start it off, there's only one thing different. Deku and Bakugo, Zuko and Bakugo were dropped off at a church. And this church took them in, and basically it's like how Asta and Yuno were taken in by the church, and they grew up. And I'm changing Bakugo's personality to be basically Yuno's personality. He was very timid, shy as a kid, while Zuko was always Asta. He would always he would yell a lot, and he eventually grew to love the nun that was there. So basically that happened. And when I'm gonna move the time up to when they get their quirk to up to age 10. And when it came time, they were showing signs of getting their quirk, but they didn't fully unlock it. And Zuko basically thought once he's 10 and he's his full quirk, he can be able to become a hero. And basically, Bakugo goes in there, and he ends up getting. They basically go to the doctor's office where they unlock the full potential of the quirk because it's the easiest when they're 10. And nothing, they couldn't do anything to Deku or Zuko because they said he had absolutely no remnants of quirk, which is impossible. There was never anybody that was quirkless. Nobody that could feel his pain, basically. Nobody that could feel his pain. And Bakugo's he's very timid still, and he's I guess you won't be able to become a magic knight, Izuku, or Hero Izuku. I'm getting so confused. He's you'll see, Bakugo, I'll become the #1 hero. I'll be better than you. He's yeah, sure, keep telling yourself that. And Izuku is just kind of pissed off, and he's kind of sad too. So he basically just runs away to the forest where he always works out, and he does his normal routine: 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 sit-ups, 1,000 squats, and 1,000 pull-ups and stuff. He just does all of that, and then he starts going back to the church, only to see that, which I'm gonna say in this timeline, there is commoners, royals, and all that stuff, and royals usually are commoner, or royals and nobles are always the heroes, and it's unheard of for commoners to become royals, basically, or commoners to become heroes. So he comes back to see a noble using his chain quirk to basically block. He's basically just blocking. He's blocking all of these. He just grabs Bakugo, and he's can't believe you took away the spotlight from us nobles, and for that you're gonna die. And then Asta runs over, and he's hey, I keep calling Zuko Asta, but Zuko runs over, and he's hey, Bakugo, are these guys bothering you? And he's yeah, sure. As he basically runs up and tries to punch the noble, only to get chained up just to get chained up and strapped down, and he's maybe I really am useless. Maybe I really can't ever become a hero. And he's no. Bakugo's no, Zuko, you can become a hero. You just gotta believe in yourself. And Izuku's you're right, I can and will become the greatest hero. As this book comes flying down, and yes, I know, everyone else has a quirk. Well, Zuko, I'm gonna say, he doesn't have magic or a quirk. Nobody else has magic. They just have quirks. But Deku has the last remaining Grimoire, basically. I'm going to say during the ages, all of the Grimoires eventually got destroyed. Magic left, and magic evolved into quirks, meaning there was no use for Grimoires. Like, nobody remembered Grimoires because they were from 10,000 years ago. Which I'm just going to say that because, like, why not? Nobody remembers them anymore. They're not in any books or anything. So a book comes flying down that looks rugged, has a 5-leaf clover on it. And Izuku's like, what's this? As a hilt of a sword pops out of the book, and he pulls the sword out, and he grabs it with 2 hands, and he slashes the chain quirk, and it immediately just goes right through it, dispersing of it. And the noble's like, how? How'd you cut right through my chains? These chains shouldn't be possible to cut through them. And he looks over at Izuku, only to see a demon, like, going right over, like, a shadow of a demon going right over Izuku. And Izuku's like, I will become the #1 hero. I will. And my journey starts off with destroying you. As he basically runs up to him, slashes him with the sword, which doesn't cause blood, but it knocks him out, draining him of his quirk. Which I'm going to say, like, in Black Clover, how people can be drained of their magic. They're basically being drained of their quirk to the point where they can't use it. Basically like stamina. And he's like, guess this is some type of anti-quirk sword. This is awesome. As he grabs the book and he's like, see that, Bakugo? I will become the #1 hero. I will become faster than you. And then he's like, okay, you can try, but at least we're rivals, as they basically do like the fist bump thing that like constantly happens. And I think it was the opening number 7 or opening number 8 of Black Clover where that happened. So yeah. And basically they were like rivals. And that was when they were 10. And now, like, Deku, Izuku, and Bakugo are just moving along. And, like, they basically leave to go to the entrance exam. As, like, everybody, like, they go to the entrance exam, which is in a coliseum. And basically, instead of going into UA, they're going to be squad captains like Black Clover, which I'm going to say the worst squad with... I'm going to keep all of their names, basically, but the worst squad is... the worst squad is the Black Bulls, which is led by Mr. Aizawa, where most people don't know. And I'm going to say the Golden Dawn. There's only going to be 2 different people, which is Captain Yami. Well, there's actually only going to be 1 different person in this, which is Captain Yami. Captain Yami is not a captain. I'm going to change it with Mr. Aizawa. And the wizard, or the #1 hero, the Hero King, is All Might. And, like, they basically raise their hands if they want them or not. And, like, basically, they do basic quirk stuff, which is, like, how far can you throw a ball? Like, they basically, how fast can you run? And, like, Izuku actually does it fairly well against half the people, and he's, I'd say, probably intermediate, and, like, some people are like, he hasn't even used his quirk yet, and he's handling against somebody. It's pretty cool. And this guy named Sake, I'm just going to keep him like that. He's like, hey, Izuku, is it you want to battle? As they do, like, the 1v1 thing. Oh, instead of the captain of the Golden Dawn, I'm going to say there's no Golden Dawn, and it's actually the Crimson Lions, which is led by Endeavor, basically. Like, there's not very many. I'm just gonna say, like, the other ones aren't important at all, basically. So the Crimson Lions, basically led by Endeavor, and Aizawa's group are the most important. So basically, it's time for them to do it. And Seke is like, this guy I bet he doesn't have a cork. He's holding that book around like it's something special. And I can't really remember, but it was like, Seke electric ball of bomb death thing. I can't remember. As he's like, you won't be able to take me down with your lack of a cork. And then he's like, oh yeah. As the book starts to glow and he grabs a hilt and he puts both hands and he moves at inhuman speeds, slashing it and hitting him and instantly knocking him out. And everybody's like, whoa, that kid just easily slashed right through that ball of that cork magic. Which cork magic, I'm just gonna call it that, basically. Basically, corks are magic, but I mean, like, you can do different things with it, so. They're like, geez, this kid's powerful. So they basically call everybody up, and like a lot of people don't make it, and then it's up to Zuko and Bakugo. Bakugo gets accepted into the Crimson Lions, which is the best squad group, and it's full of nobles and stuff, and people are like, are they really letting a commoner in? And then Zuko doesn't really know who, like, nobody wants him, basically, and then Aizawa jumps down and he picks him up by the head and says, I want you, and you're not, I want you on my team, and with your anti-cork swords, you're coming with me. And he basically just, like, picks him up and freaking, like, walks away with him. And everyone's like, well, I guess that kid's about to die. He just went to the Black Bulls, the worst squad in the whole world. And I'm just gonna say that All Might kind of is like Julius the Wizard King, basically. So that's where I'm gonna leave it off, basically. He just got accepted into the Black Bulls. Yeah, that's basically what happened. Aizawa chose him. And yeah, that's basically it. Hope you guys did enjoy. I'm sorry I have not uploaded in a very long time. And I promise you guys, I will be uploading every single day now, at least until New Year's. And once New Year's passes, I might take a week off. If I do, don't worry. After that week off, if I do end up taking it, there will be at least 20, 30 more daily videos basically going up after each other. See ya, guys. Bye.